Meeting of the House Standing Committee on Economic Development and Workforce Investment. I want to welcome everyone here today. Glad folks were able to make it out due to the weather, and we do have a couple members that have not been able to make it here because of the road conditions in their area. Before we begin, I do want to welcome new members to this committee. We have Representative Shane Baker, Representative Josh Bray, Representative Josh Callaway, Representative DJ Johnson, he's a repeater, Representative William Lawrence, Representative Matt Lockett, Representative Scott Sharp. We have legislators who've been here longer than their first term have joined this committee. We have Representative Steve Sheldon and Representative Tina Bojanowski. Is there anyone that I missed that is new to this committee but has been here for a while? If not, we want to welcome Representative Mark Hart. I forgot Mark. We're happy to have you here, Mark. So we're now called to order. If we could have the roll call, please. And when you answer the roll call, indicate whether you're here in person or whether you're in your annex office, or whether you're responding from a district office.
Representative Baker.
Thank you.
In person.
Representative Banta.
In person.
Representative Beckler.
In person, body, and maybe even soul.
Representative Bojanowski.
I'm here in person.
Representative Bray.
In person.
Representative Callaway.
In person.
Representative Cantrell. Representative Freeland. Representative Gentry. Representative Hart.
Here, in person.
Representative Huff. Representative Johnson.
Present in person. Yeah,
Representative
it's easy for me
King.
to say.
Representative Kulkarni. Representative Lawrence. Representative Lockett.
Here in person since 8 o'clock.
Representative Sharp.
Present.
Representative Sheldon.
Here in person.
Representative Tackett Lafferty. Representative Elliott. Chairman Weber.
Present in person. All right, we do have a quorum and are duly constituted to conduct business. First item on our agenda is House Bill 210. I want to ask Representative Samara Heverin to come forward and bring your guest as well. If you will, before we begin, got a text or message from Representative Rowland. He was not called on the roll call, so if we can record him as present. Is there anyone else here that we have? Representative Freeland is present as well. No, that's all right. That's fine. All right, good. Representative Heverin, we know who you are, but if you'll introduce yourself for the record and then ask your guest to introduce herself for the record, and then after you've done that, you can begin with your presentation.
Thank you, Chairman. I am Samara Heverin. I am the 18th District State Representative.
And I'm Miranda Combs. I'm with the Secretary of State's office, but I am here on behalf of my personal experiences.
We have a motion and a second. You can say something or you can let us vote. So,
thank you, Representative Cantrell.
Sasha, would you please call the roll, please?
Representative Baker.
Pass.
Representative Banta.
Yes.
Representative Beckler. Representative Bojanowski.
Yes.
Representative Bray. Representative Brown. Representative Callaway.
Yes.
Representative Cantrell. Representative Elliott. Representative Freeland. Representative Gentry. Representative Hart.
Yes.
Representative Huff. Representative Johnson.
Yes.
Representative King. Representative Kulkarni.
I'm actually attending remote, so I don't think I can vote, but I do support the bill for whatever it's worth.
Representative Lawrence.
Yes.
Representative Lockett.
Yes.
Representative Rowland. Representative Sharp.
Yes.
Representative Sheldon.
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty. Chairman Weber.
Yes. Good. All right, the bill passes favorably and will be reported to the House floor. Thank you. Great
Thank you all. Best one all session.
All right, our next bill up will be House Bill 98. Representative Bratcher, if you want to come forward. I think you may have a guest presenting remotely. Two? All right. If you will introduce yourself for the record, and then if your remote guests will introduce themselves for the record, and after the three of you have done that, you can proceed on presentation of the bill.
Thank you guys for hearing this bill today, and Chairman, thank you. Kevin Bratcher, State Representative, 29th District. And Chris Thieneman and Aaron, you can speak up if you can hear us.
Okay, my name is Chris Thieneman, and I'm a small business owner owning Fort Locks Self-Storage in Louisville, Kentucky. And thank you.
Aaron Eldridge, a small business owner and storage operator operating stores in Kentucky and Ohio. And thank you for hearing this bill.
You do have a committee sub, correct?
Yes, a committee substitute.
Could I get a motion on the sub?
Motion to adopt.
Second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. All right, the sub is adopted. You may begin, sir.
Motion on the bill.
It's a storage. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate that. It's a storage bill to where they could advertise remotely instead of just in the newspaper. The newspapers are on board with the committee substitutes, so nobody's against this bill.
Do we have any questions? Representative Cantrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm looking at the sub, and it's talking about advertising in a commercially reasonable manner, and then I guess you have to wait until the sale occurs, and there have to be 3 bidders there, and you would have to deem it commercially reasonable. How would you have to state that at the sale that, like sort of like we place on the record, there are at least 3 bidders here, so the advertisement was commercially reasonable? How do you see that working, like, practically?
I had that same question, and Aaron Eldridge explained it to me. Aaron, you want to take it?
Yes, sir. So in Ohio, where we operate as well, back in 2014, there was a language change that allowed us as operators to choose, where to advertise these lien sales. So the way Storall does it in Ohio is we use a third-party company called StorageTreasures.com. So we advertise there. We also advertise the lien sale on our Facebook page as well as SAStorage.com, which is our company's website. So they provide us a report after every sale that shows us the average views, the average bidders, as well as the actual, bid count and so forth. And I can say with certainty that, we feel that this qualifies as commercially reasonable.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, we have a motion and a second. Oh, Representative Beckler, sorry.
Thank you. Representative Bratcher, I still want to go back to that part. I'm not against the bill. I just don't quite understand a couple things. So what happens if only 2 independent bidders participate in? I mean, does that mean, it Mr. Eldridge, I think you talked about
Yes, sir.
your experiences. But the way I read this, it says that if three have to participate in, what happens if only two? Does that mean that the sale is canceled?
So again, the way we understand or interpreting participate in. So, for instance, on one of my sales, I had 120 views on one unit. So I take that as to be participate in, not to have three actual bidders, right? Or three independent bids.
Well, he's asking why three, and Kentucky law says if it's just two, then that auction is null and void. So it has to be three to be a viable
Correct.
Auction.
Representative Beckler.
So, Mr. Eldridge, are you saying that a view is considered a bid? So such that I would go out and view it, but choose not to bid, but that would be considered a bid?
Again, that is, the standard language in almost a dozen states across the country, and that is how. Again, that's not defined in the law currently, but that is how we interpret the recommended language. If they look, so again, if we had bidders show up on site and didn't actually cast a bid, we would still count them as, if three bidders show up and one person is the only person that bids on that unit, that would qualify as a legal sale.
Thank you.
And how many states, Aaron, have this same language?
So that I would have to defer to Joe Doherty, who is with the Self Storage Association, our national association, to that. And
well, I heard a majority of our surrounding states have that. So North Carolina especially has it. Ohio has it.
Ohio has it. Yes, sir. Those are the only two states that we do business in. So I'm not sure specifically the states.
All right, we have no other questions. We do have a motion and a second on the bill. Sasha, would you please call the roll?
Representative Baker,
Yes.
Representative Banta,
Yes.
Representative Beckler,
Permission to explain my vote, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'm voting aye, but I'm not totally comfortable with it. So, Representative Bratcher, I'm going to have to get with you afterwards to understand a little bit more, and I apologize that it's just not making sense to me right now.
Representative Bojanowski,
Yes.
Representative Bray,
Yes.
Representative Brown, Representative Callaway,
Yes.
Representative Cantrell.
Explain my vote just briefly. I'm going to vote yes. I do have some questions about the interpretation that was just explained. I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with that, but I do see how advertising online and on Facebook could reach a bigger audience than the current language of just general circulation in the jurisdiction where in a newspaper where the sale is going to occur. So I can see how that can reach a wider audience and let more people be aware of this sale. So I am going to vote yes. Thank you.
Representative Elliott, Representative Freeland, Representative Gentry, Representative Hart,
Yes.
Representative Huff, Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative King, Representative Kulkarni, Representative Lawrence,
Yes.
Representative Lockett,
Yes.
Representative Rowland, Representative Sharp,
Yes, but I also have some issues with the language.
Representative Sheldon,
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty, Chairman Weber.
Yes. All right, House Bill 98 is amended by Committee Substitute 1, passes with favorable expression.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, the next bill up is House Bill 349. I'm the sponsor of that. Since we don't have a vice chair here, I'm going to stay here, and I will speak from the speaker's chair. So House Bill 34. First of all, I'm State Representative Russell Weber, Chairman of the House Economic Development and Workforce Investment Committee, for the record. House Bill 349 was brought to me by our very capable staff for this committee. I want to thank it. We have a motion and a second. Good job, Andrew. All right, Sasha, please call the roll.
Representative Baker,
Yes.
Representative Banta,
Yes.
Representative Beckler,
Aye.
Representative Bojanowski,
Yes.
Representative Bray,
Yes.
Representative Brown, Representative Callaway,
Yes.
Representative Cantrell, Representative Elliott, Representative Freeland, Representative Gentry, Representative Hart,
Yes.
Representative Huff, Representative Johnson, Representative King, Representative Kulkarni, Representative Lawrence,
Yes.
Representative Lockett,
Yes.
Representative Rowland, Representative Sharp,
Yes.
Representative Sheldon,
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty,
Yes.
Chairman Weber.
Yes. House Bill 349 passes with favorable expression. All right, the next bill up is a bill that I'm also the sponsor of, and I'll present from the chair here. This is House Bill 413. It's relating to the unemployment issue. One of the things that I've been working on for a number of months now is some ways that we can address the structure with our unemployment insurance. And this bill is part of that. It's not a comprehensive bill, but it deals with a section of it. So let me run down what this bill does. First of all, it has a reporting requirement that the Labor Cabinet must submit a report annually to the General Assembly about the status of the trust fund and the amount of benefits that have been paid, as well as how these taxes affect businesses. Secondly, it suspends an increase in the taxable wage base. That tax is going to be a $300 increase this year for 2021 and 2022. Thirdly, it freezes the tax rate for 2021 and 2022 to give businesses time to recoup the money that has been lost during the pandemic. It suspends the state surcharge, another tax payable toward the interest being paid on the federal loan for 2021 and 2022. The one permanent piece on this legislation deals with the future states of emergency that has been adopted by other states. If an employer has to lay off an employee due to a state or federal emergency or disaster declaration, which will not be paid from the employer's personal reserve account, but will instead be paid from the pooled account. This was adopted in Senate Bill 150, which we passed at the end of the 2020 session, and was adopted by Governor Beshear by executive order.
Motion
as well.
on the bill.
Motion on the bill.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions? Representative Cantrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have two questions. My first question is, I'm wondering about suspending some of the rates for employers right now, and I'm wondering if the reason for that is there's some speculation at the federal level that there's going to be another large stimulus package come that is going to give us some relief in terms of the federal loan. Does this bill sort of anticipate that?
Representative Cantrell, I had heard that discussion, but I did not base this bill on that calculation. This is designed primarily to help those that are employing the people in our state. It's a domino effect. When our businesses can't operate, our constituents, our friends and neighbors and family members can't work. So that's kind of to give them a little bit of relief so that they can hire additional folks. So no, I did not take that into full account on this bill, or into account.
So then my other question would be, if we don't receive that federal loan forgiveness or some sort of action taken by the federal government in regards to the loan, we're eventually going to have to repay that loan. And this is an employer-funded system. So the employer contributions are eventually going to have to repay this loan. So really all we're doing is extending the amount of time that it's going to take to repay this loan. And have you made any calculations about how much longer it would take to pay off this loan with us suspending these contributions?
Did we ever we looked at that effect. It obviously, without federal aid, would take a little bit longer. But right now, these businesses need that breathing room. So as the unemployment insurance situation has unfolded, we've had to react as that situation has come down, and we are with this legislation, we are putting something in place that gives breathing room for these businesses. They need the help. They need the help because if they close, there won't be anybody paying into the unemployment trust fund, which I would add at the beginning in January of 2020 had a $619 million surplus. We're now estimated probably over $700 million in the hole right now with a federal loan. So, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Representative Bojanowski.
All right, so you mentioned $300. Is that per employee, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. And then my second question is on the pooled account, is there already a pooled account or would that have to be created?
No, there's already a pooled account.
Okay. And if I could ask just one more.
Sure, absolutely.
What percentage of businesses, I mean, I know that there have been businesses that have thrived during this time, and there have been businesses that are really suffering. What percentage of businesses do you think are in a very strong position who could make an additional payment versus those who can't?
I don't have that exact figure in front of me. You know, they can make their payments if they choose to do that. I guess the businesses I've heard from are the ones that are not making it, and they're struggling. So if a business has that option and wants to pay, they can pay their tax bill. But this gives the breathing room for those businesses that are struggling right now. And to a point that Representative Cantrell made a moment ago, you know, we can revisit this issue in the next session, but this just gives us some immediate relief right now.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions? If not, we have a motion and a second. Sasha, please call the roll.
Representative Baker,
Yes.
Representative Banta,
Yes.
Representative Beckler,
Aye.
Representative Bojanowski,
Pass.
Representative Bray,
Yes.
Representative Brown, Representative Callaway,
Yes.
Representative Cantrell. May I explain my vote, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm explaining and casting a pass vote. There's good stuff in this bill, right? And I don't want to take away from that. The problem with this is the system in which we're working. The way that we fund our UI trust fund is kind of backwards. The contributions are low when times are good, and then times get bad, we have to take out a loan, and then contributions go up. That's backwards because businesses are always going to be hurting when there's a recession, and for some reason their rates are going to go up. We have to look at the whole system. We can't just put a Band-Aid over this. And I hope you all will take a look at, I filed a bill, House Bill 406, that would make some very significant changes to how we fund the UI Trust Fund. I wish you all would take a look at that. And the other reason I'm going to pass today is we've been real quick to help businesses in this pandemic. We all know, especially you all who have been here for a long time and sat through these interim meetings over the last year, people are hurting too. People are really hurting with the delays in receiving their unemployment insurance benefits. And any bill that addresses unemployment needs to address the beneficiaries of unemployment insurance as well. Thank you.
Representative Elliott, Representative Freeland, Representative Gentry, Representative Hart,
Yes.
Representative Huff, Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative King, Representative Kulkarni, Representative Lawrence,
Yes.
Representative Lockett,
Yes.
Representative Rowland. Representative Sharp.
Yes.
Representative Sheldon.
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty.
Pass.
Chairman Weber.
Yes. House Bill 413 passes with favorable expression. With no other business, Representative Tackett Lafferty.
Can I register a yes vote for HB 98?
Yes. Yes, you may. Good deal. All right. If there is no other business to come before this committee, we have a motion to adjourn. We're adjourned.